You know, I get it. You know, the first thing that I thought I was going to put on my paper this morning was goodbye 2020. And I get it. I get it. But I want you to be careful not to throw the baby out with the bathwater. You know, we hear that. What do I mean by that? Well, if you throw all of 2020 out, then you've also thrown out the lessons and the witnessing of people coming together with compassion, with giving hearts. We throw out the good of 2020. So I just, you know, encourage you, like I said, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. No, because I want you, there's this thing called the law of specificity. That took me a while to pronounce that correctly. The law of specificity. That is being very clear to specify what it is. So instead of me just writing 2020, goodbye, I encourage you to be a little more specific with what is it in 2020 that you want to let go of. So be specific as you write your intentions down to release. So I ask you now just to continue in this somewhat meditative state and go ahead and add anything else. But be specific, because the universe pays attention to your intentions. I know for me, I want to let go of something that came to me is that I have to admit is that I want to let go of labeling people like, I can't believe they think like that, or I can't believe they're acting like that, or don't they know it's Christmas and people shouldn't be acting like that? I want to let go of labeling, because what I just did was a form of judging. So I know that's something, boy, I definitely want to work on to be better at. And like as Sandy said in the meditation, there's no wrong. This is your paper, and it's your letting go. So with that, I'd like to have Kayleen play I Release and I Let Go. And Kayleen, your microphone is muted.
Take two. I release and I let go. I let the spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the spirit run my life, and my heart is open I'm only here for God. I am free in the spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
Thank you. Thank you, Kayleen. So now if you have the dissolving paper, you're able to go ahead. This is so cool. Put your paper in there and swish it around and watch the transformation as Sandy talked about. It's transformed into something else. We cannot get the paper back. It has transformed into a different energy. Gone. Yes. And if you did not have the water and the dissolving paper, then I want you to, whatever, after the service and after fellowship time, I want you to shred it or I want you to burn it. Get rid of it. And if you did the toilet paper thing, I kind of like that one. That go ahead and flush it down, but don't flush this paper down. Anyway, so with that releasing and letting go, and as I said, if there's more that comes to you, get another piece of paper and write specifically what it is you want to release. I mean, I got real specific with who I was labeling and who I was judging. And boy, oh boy. And the things I was judging in 2020. And I was right there, New Year's Eve, saying, goodbye, 2020. And New Year's Day, both Michael and I woke up and decided that we would name all the things that we were grateful for in 2020. And it shifted that whole mindset. I couldn't believe how many things we came up with that we were grateful for in 2020. It's been a really hard and tough year. And at the same time, there's been a lot of blessings. There's been a lot of good that has shown up in our lives. I mean, I got a new back in 2020. I surely don't want that to go away. So you got to think about these things, right? I'm like, what was I thinking? So this is the part now where I want you to either take out a new piece of paper or your journal, because this is a part, the list that you want to hold on to and reflect and to look back on as the year goes on. This is the part where you look at and go within as to what it is that you want to bring forth in 2021. Remember, we just went through Christmas, the birthing of the Christ consciousness, right? And then we went into the burning, shredding, dissolving bowl to let go of what doesn't serve us, because we got to get that type of energy to transform so that we can now write something new of what we want to bring forth in 2021. So I want you to just take just a moment or two. It'll be silent right now, but I want you to just start thinking about. So for me, I'm taking all those things that Michael and I listed that we were grateful for, and I'm taking the feeling of that, and I'm going to write that down for 2021, because I want to feel more of that in this new year, this new way of being. As we said 11 and a half years ago, when I first started as your spiritual leader, We passed out those bumper stickers. Do you remember those? Those who, if you've been around that long, something wonderful is about to happen. But again, this part needs you to be specific because the universe works under that law of specificity. And if you don't specify your details, then the universe says, well, it's random. I don't think you want to be random about this. I think you want to have intention. So take some time just for a brief minute. I'll just hang with you for a minute in the quiet and start to write down what you want to bring forth more of in 2021. You know, I read something this morning, and I'm probably going to do a talk on this in the very near future. It was called Life is Like a Theater. And think about who you're going to give the front row seats to and who maybe needs to be moved to the balcony seats. And I thought about that and I thought, you know, I try to put everybody in the front row seats. And it gets pretty crowded in there. And some of those people in the front row seats are not serving my highest good. You know, so I thought, what a great concept. So I'm going to be more specific about who I put in the front row seats of my life. So this is important. This part is really important for you to keep. It is an ever changing, ever evolving, ever growing document for you this year. Because when you write it down, I have no idea why that works, but when I write it down, it's like it gives an extra charge to the universe. So I encourage you to do that. I wanted, Sandy, if we can put the personal weekly affirmation up, I'd like you to look at this. It's a little longer than normal, but I felt that it's important to look at this. Hey, if you can see it, let's say it together. I am a spiritual being experiencing humanness. I release the frustration of 2020 and know there is a huge rebirth coming forth. Let's say that 2 more times. I am a spiritual being experiencing humanness. I release the frustrations of 2020 and know there is a huge rebirth coming forth. How does that feel? If it feels right to you, then I want you to say this last time with feeling. I am a spiritual being experiencing humanness. I release the frustration of 2020 and know there is a huge rebirth coming forth. I want to ask all of you to stand up if you're able. So you may lose my face here. I want you to stand up, and I want you to lift your left leg up if you can. Hold on to something so you steady yourself. I want you to stand up if you can, and I want you to lift your left leg up. Hold on to each other, hold on to something. You got it? That way you go into 2021 on the right foot. Good job, everybody. You're all starting the new year on the right foot. You know, I'm going to end with something that Sandy and Tom were talking to me the other day and said, have you seen the Disney Pixar movie Soul? And of course, we didn't have Disney Plus at our house. So we decided, oh, what the heck? We're going to sign up for 30 days and pay the $7 because I really want to see this movie. And oh my gosh, let me tell you, it's for just, I would say, just the normal average person out there, it's a really good movie. But if you have any kind of unity mindset about the soul and where we maybe come from and how we come to earth and what's it all about, you know, what's it all about, Alfie, right? It's got a lot of good meanings. And then, of course, it's about a musician. So that was easy for Michael to take on. And it's got a big lesson. I want to give you a quote from this. And I want to thank Rev Tom, who found the 10 best quotes from the movie. And I think this is a message for all of us. The best part of living isn't chasing ambition or catching hold of a fleeting dream. The best part of living is just living. Don't waste a minute. I'm going to say that again, and I want you to just think of, for me, I had to think about how much time I wasted on thinking about sadness, thinking about where do I want to go? How are we going to get through this? And I missed a lot of moments of living. And I don't want to do that this year. I can take it all in. I've learned I can take in all these emotions and still not miss a minute of living. So I'm going to repeat this quote for you. The best part of living isn't chasing ambition or catching hold of a fleeting dream. It's just about living. I don't want to miss another moment of living. So with that, I say namaste. That the Christ in me truly sees each and every one of you on this screen, sees and honors the Christ presence in each and every one of you. Namaste.